Last train, last train, last train. Awesome Town! Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, everybody, won't you party with me now? Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, won't you party with me? Last train to Awesome Town. The roof is on fire, gonna burn it to the ground. Yeah. Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, won't you party with me? Dude, bro, this party is sick. 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 Dude, this party has like 5 different kinds of nachos. Whoa, that's off the hook crazy. 5 different nachos. 5 different nachos. 5 different nachos. 5 different nachos. Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, everybody, won't you party with me now? Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, won't you party with me? Last train to Awesome Town. The roof is on fire, gonna burn it to the ground. Yeah. Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, won't you party with me? Party with me. Party with me. Party with me. Party with me. 5 different nachos.
You are listening to the Nerd Edification Hour. I'm Caleb, and Rachel is here today.
Yay!
In today's show, we have your nerd vocab. We don't have any directors. And RenderMan software, new and fun, exciting games. Also something interesting to boot. All right here on the Nerd Edification Hour.
Keep me locked up in your broken mind. I keep searching, never been able to find a light behind your dead eyes. Not anything at all. You keep living in your own lie, ever deceitful and ever unfaithful. Keep me guessing, keep me terrified. Take everything from my world. Say, can you help me right
So, we're off to a great start.
Technical difficulties. Sorry about that, folks.
There was a cable. So, anyways, Pixar is giving away its RenderMan software.
Wait.
What?
Is RenderMan Slenderman's, like, weird, deranged cousin or something?
His smarter, more technologically advanced cousin, sure.
So he's the nerd in the family.
Yes.
He's the black sheep.
He's the black sheep.
The black sheep in the family of mythological beings.
Slenderman mythological? I guess so. And
I don't know. I mean, we'll have to ask those girls.
those girls who apparently saw Slenderman or something like that.
I'm not, kind of unclear what happened. They said that they, stabbed their friend, 19 times because Slenderman told them to?
Yeah, there's a girl and she stabbed a 12-year-old other girl in the woods 19 times, but the girl's recovering.
Thank God.
And whatnot. Yeah, that was kind of weird. But yes, RenderMan is the software Pixar uses to render their animation stuff, so it makes it look all fancy and shiny and new.
Oh,
and they're giving that away. So
isn't that a clever title?
So all you aspiring animators out there who want to make Toy Story 4.
So by
go
giving
right
away,
ahead.
you mean it's becoming open source for anyone to download?
It's only for personal, not commercial use.
Well, that's what I'm meaning. Like anyone can download it for, making their own stuff.
Right, but you need the animation software beforehand.
Oh, so that's the stuff that costs money, but the rendering software.
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's kind of cool.
The rendering software makes it look pretty.
I mean,
so.
that's a good way to build your portfolio, I guess.
Definitely.
Awesome.
So, any aspiring animators out there, you can go download that. It'll be available sometime in August, August, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Pixar's pretty great. I love Pixar.
Who doesn't love Pixar? Really?
I know, right? I mean, they did Toy Story and Bug's Life and everything. And I've actually seen cosplays of the Pixar lamp. Yeah.
Really? How do you fit in that costume, I wonder?
They made it out of wire and cloth, and they actually made the spongy Pixar lettering and did the little jump on the eye on stage. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought it was kind of cool.
And they brought the little bouncy ball and such like that.
Yeah. I mean,
so yeah.
That's pretty creative to do something like that.
So, interesting. Two birds with one stone, new rendering software, and that Slenderman news, which is kind of weird and freaky.
Yeah, that is kind of weird and freaky. I mean, I've watched all of those video journals by the Marble Hornets. And, I mean, they're pretty creepy, but, I mean, to drive a girl to stab another girl?
Yeah. There are just some things in this world that, gives the internet a bad name.
Oh, tell me about it. A lot of things give the internet a bad name.
Cough 4chan.
Don't hate on 4chan.
No, they're probably going to come after me now. No, 4chan, you're okay. You're good. I'm just
okay.
People pick on you. Is what I'm trying to say.
You almost dug yourself into a hole.
People
right there.
pick on 4chan. I don't.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Saying.
People pick on everything.
Yep. So that's about it. So next up, we're just going to keep moving right along. After this song, we have some.
Are we really going to do a song?
Yeah, another song. Yeah.
Do we have that many songs?
Yes, we have plenty of songs. We have over 5 million songs. So next up, 2 new games. We might talk about them if I can get my thoughts together. So we'll be right back.
Despite the lies that you're making, your love is mine for the taking. My love is just waiting to turn your tears to roses. Despite the lies that you're making, your love is mine for the taking. My love is just waiting to turn your tears to roses. I will be the one that's gonna hold you. I will be the one that you run to. My love is a burning, consuming fire. No, you'll never be alone. When darkness comes, I'll light the
we're back with the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. My name is Rachel, and I have here with me Kayla.
Woohoo!
So, right now we're going to talk about 2 games that have come out relatively recently in the last week or so. One of them is WildStar, which is a massively multiplayer online game.
You want to talk about massive?
Yeah.
It's definitely massive.
It's massive in many ways, apparently. And we're also going to talk about Mario Kart, which came out on Friday.
Yep.
But first, we're going to talk about WildStar, because
WildStar.
MMOs are pretty popular these days.
Yeah, what Rachel told me, WildStar was pretty popular. Like, a lot of people like it, so I went ahead and I went to try it out. I don't want to say I'm, like, super impressed. I do. It is... Okay. If I can get my thoughts in my brain together. It is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's... If you push past the first 2 hours or so, then it actually... The world opens up. You know, obviously, you got to get through the tutorials.
Yeah, the tutorial, yeah.
But they're just... It was like... The whole interface with it is really confusing at first, because you have to hold the right mouse button to... Okay, so you have WASD, right?
As your directional buttons.
Right,
Yes.
but you can't... your character doesn't really turn, like when you turn like left or something like that.
Maybe
I don't even know. It does something weird.
Maybe it's a setting issue that you're having a problem with, or a control scheme thing, because I haven't heard that from other people who've played it.
Well, I mean, it was just weird, but you hold the right mouse button, you hold it, and then you can move the camera and your character faces in that direction. So, I mean, that's a little bit hard to get used to.
I'm thinking you can do a different control scheme. I mean, have you tried hooking up an Xbox controller to your PC? Is it compatible with that?
I don't know if it's compatible. I didn't really get that far into it because it took 2 days to download.
I
at my
see.
house.
See, that's one of the things about large games and stuff. If you're in an area like we are in the Panhandle that doesn't have a very great internet connection unless you're near a hub, it's going to take a long time to download things.
It took up all the bandwidth.
If only Google could just give everyone Google
Fiber. Google Fiber.
It would be a dream, a dream come true. But, I mean, I've heard a few things about WildStar. I mean, I'm not too big on MMOs, but when I watched, like, some gameplay and I watched a few trailers on it, it looked really good. And if I had a computer that could run it, I'd probably try it out.
Yeah, it's not as fast-paced as I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, it still is pretty fast-paced, but I thought it'd be a little bit more fluid.
Right.
But I do like that the area lights up with red whenever there's like danger, so you can dodge out of that. Yeah, and also there's a blue area that shows where your skills will hit, like, you know, your attacks or your missiles or whatever you're doing. So I mean that's pretty. It's pretty cool that. Well,
and this is what I just heard the other day. Right. A friend of mine plays it, and he said, okay, you have to choose like your class or your race or whatever at the very beginning, but then you could have multiple different professions or skills or something that you can work with. And I mean, this guy he plays pretty fast, and he's really good at leveling up. He does not take his time in any way. But I mean, I thought that was kind of cool, because normally in an MMO or any game that resembles an MMO, is you choose your race and then you choose either your class or your job, and then that's it. You don't get other.
Yeah.
Those skills / professions are tiered only to your race or class or job,
right,
and nothing else. But apparently in this one you could do more than that. Yes,
it gets very in-depth very fast. There's 3 different things that you choose from. You choose, you know, your character, and your character is based off the Empire, the Dominion, or the Exiles. And from there you choose a class, which is Stalker, which is the stealth one, which is what I'm doing.
Okay, so they've done the 2 separate like factions, kind of like Horde and Alliance, dare I say. Something like that, yes.
But from there, you know, you choose like your warrior, your stalker, or your spell slinger, which is like dual pistols and use magic and stuff. It's interesting. But then you have a profession or like a job. You can either be a settler or a scientist or a soldier, and from there, I haven't quite gotten that far in it depth with that, but I'm like science level 4 because I'm a scientist, and then from there also you get your AMP, which you can specialize.
And what does AMP stand for, Caleb?
I'm not quite sure. I didn't read. It just said, "Hey, look, you can buff your guy. Say you can insert a AMP into." It's really complicated to explain, but you insert it and you get, say, plus 2% attack.
That
or something
reminds
like
me
that.
of like the sphere level up system from Final Fantasy X.
It kind of is that way.
Okay,
So,
all right,
like,
that's a little
just
more
giant
my
circle,
speed.
and then you're going off on like a branch over
Okay,
here.
it's a kind of a like spending skill points almost, but you
Right.
spend AMP. Okay, that's yeah.
Okay, so you have to buy your skills, but
You
within
have
that,
to buy your skills.
But hold on.
Talk about microtransactions.
yeah, no, buy your skills, but with in-game currency that you get from monsters or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, once you reach level 10, you can level up your individual skills with different stuff. So it gets pretty
Now,
complicated.
is this a
pretty fast.
subscription-based online game?
Yes.
Or okay, and what's
Very
it
much
per
so.
month? Do you know?
You can choose.
Okay,
There
so
is-
there's a level of membership, in other words.
Well, yes, there. You buy the game initially,
Uh-huh.
and then for each month, or every 3 months, or every year, even you can pay however much, each.
Okay, so there's
So-
a 3-month package, a 6-month package, and a
Right.
year-long package.
Yep.
So basically a general thing like PS Plus or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I was very confused about the whole. Oh, how much do I have to pay? But hopefully we cleared that up for you. So we're gonna move on
To Mario
to
Kart.
Mario Kart because, like I said, WildStar's a little
It's complicated. But I mean, it sounds kind of fun. I'd be willing to check it out.
It is pretty fun once you get past the first 2 hours. So we'll see. But no, also I've been playing Mario Kart, and a whole lot of other people have as well.
I heard that with the release of Mario Kart, the Wii U sales in Europe, Japan, even here, like boosted up
They've
666%. It
skyrocketed.
boosted up Satan, in other words.
Whoa!
Wow. Like, I guess, good job, Nintendo.
Way to go!
Way to go. You sold
You've unleashed the
10
Antichrist
more
onto the world.
consoles that you didn't sell before. I'm kidding. They probably sold a lot more than that.
Yeah, no, good on them. I mean, Mario Kart, it's pretty fun. It has the same tracks in the same cups.
Of course it does.
Yep, but don't
Stick
get me
with
wrong.
What they know.
It's still fun. So
Do they have any like new features that you specifically like? Because I've been wanting to play it. I just don't have a Wii U yet.
let's see. New features would include the anti-gravity, which is okay. I mean, it is pretty cool to all of a sudden go like futuristic-y and you're like riding on the walls and stuff. And they brought back the kart customization, which actually affects how your kart runs.
So they
pretty cool.
kept that from Mario Kart 7.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. It was
And there's-
very personable.
Yeah, they're still flying. They're still underwater. There's a whole bunch of characters. They brought all the Koopa kids, or whatever Bowser's
I like
kids in
that.
there.
I like that. Because not many people know about those unless you actually hardcore played the Mario games.
Yeah. Also, all the babies are there, except for
Okay.
Bowser Jr., which is interesting. There's even a pink gold Peach, which is like Metal Mario's.
Oh, that's
Which
nice. That's kind of cool, I guess.
It's interesting.
Hey, I mean, they do what they got to do. I heard there was a concept that they kind of played with putting in there, but they scrapped it out. And I mean, they had done underwater, they had done in the air. Now they're doing anti-gravity and stuff. But one of the developers was like, "Let's do underground," and you would drill through.
That would be kind of hard to tell where you're going unless you changed like camera angles or something.
Well, I'm not sure. They just said I read an article on it the other day where that was one of the things they played with. So, I mean, there's another game called like Drill Bit Saga or something like that had the same. It was a
Yeah.
racing drilling game, in other words.
Oh.
And you drilled through the the crust, and then you race through the already pre-existing tunnels. But you had to have a drill because I don't know. I don't know. They played with it because they thought it was interesting, but it didn't exactly come to light because they were like, we're just going to do anti-gravity.
Yeah,
whatever.
that doesn't sound too thrilling. I mean, I don't know.
Did it keep online play? Did they open it
Yes,
up?
there's the online play is actually much better than any of the ones before. Me and Kyle actually were playing online. It was, of course, I got my butt kicked because I'm not good at multiplayer games. So
That is a sad, sad thing.
I was a lonely kid growing up. I'm not gonna lie. There weren't a lot of multiplayer games. I didn't have a lot of those. But oh well. I'm getting better. The only multiplayer game I'm good at is Hearthstone. So.
Okay,
It's like the only
so
one.
how many tracks have you unlocked yet on Mario
All
Kart?
of them.
You've unlocked all of them. You've
All the
completed
cups.
every cup
Yep.
and gold.
I don't have all the parts yet because there's a lot of parts. I have all the characters, I have all the tracks, I have all the cups. So,
Wow.
single player campaign, I can get through that. Multiplayer,
I don't have that much time in the day to do that.
It wasn't that hard.
You must be utilizing a time turner. Don't lie. I think you are.
No, if you do the 150cc cup, it scales down, so you can get them all that way.
Don't if you put it 150cc, the difficulty
Yes.
increases? Okay. All right. I don't like 150cc because I suck at it.
Well,
so
if you want the gold parts, you're gonna have to do that.
yeah.
And if you want the mirror mode as well.
I hated mirror mode.
I'm actually better at mirror mode.
I'm terrible at mirror mode. I think that's awful. But yeah, if you were to rate WildStar and Mario Kart, what ratings are we giving them today, Caleb?
Ooh, ratings. Let's see here. Mario Kart gets about an 8. Don't get me wrong. It's a fun game. WildStar, I'm gonna have to say an 8 as well. It's kind of pending.
Pending 8. Thus far,
pending
8.
so far. Because like I said, there's so much to that game. I haven't even gotten the crafting system unlocked yet. So, and that's a whole nother elephant to deal with.
Whole other elephant. A pachyderm.
Whole nother pachyderm, yes.
The pachyderm in the room.
So next up, we'll have your nerd vocab, so stay tuned. Here's a song, In the End.
As my soul's laid to rest, what is left of my body? Or am I
You are listening to the Nerd Edification Hour. I'm Caleb, and Rachel is here as well.
Hello.
Yep, that's Rachel. So this week's nerd vocab is a bit interesting because it's not exactly nerdy,
It's not a nerd word at all.
but a lot of nerds are using it, and they're using it wrong, you see. It's just something I've noticed. But so this week's nerd vocab, which, it's something different. I'm just saying.
I'm not complaining.
It's bombastic.
Bombastic.
If you haven't heard it before, what it means is high sounding, inflated, and pretentious and pompous.
Oh,
And
pretentious, I see. Let me just get a wine glass and just...
It means you're being very fancy and stupid at the same time. So whenever I go like this voice, it just like, okay, say a politician gets up on stage and they're being blah, 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 filibustering, that's bombastic. That's what that means. But a lot of nerds have been using it, say, like in the Team 4-Star Attack on Titan Abridged, they use bombastic as a, like awesome. Like,
I see.
Like they're awesome. Or also like boss-bastic. I've heard of that before. It means it's just like an awesome boss.
I wouldn't even use that at all. I don't like that. I mean, it's other definitions say is to be hot or full of air.
Yep.
Like a politician who makes grand promises and doesn't deliver.
We don't usually get political on this show, but today we'll just...
It has really interesting origins, apparently. Because this kind of adds to its meaning about why it's the word inflated is used. What does cotton padding have to do with the word bombastic? Bombast was actually like cotton padding or stuffing in the 1500s. So bombastic evolved from that to be used as a word to describe something or someone who is overly wordy, pompous, or pretentious, as you say. And also the adjective is also used to describe language as being bombastic.
So I can say I do have a bombastic voice, or at least I can be.
I think everyone can have a little bit of a bombastic voice, depending on the situation.
I think I'll go to my private yacht on my private island.
I'm fairly sure that this word has come to the mind of English majors as well as English teachers or literature professors or whatever, grading papers. Think of writing or speech that is overly padded, like it has way too many adjectives.
Yep,
in other words, that would be considered bombastic.
It's filler.
Filler,
you have a bombastic essay.
A bombastic essay.
Bombastic essay.
I like that. I like that a lot.
No, you'll
Being
use it
a
later.
former English major, I think that's great. Let's use it in a sentence. Here's a sentence. Here we go.
Really?
When her narrators are bombastic, they are usually winningly bombastic.
Oh. Winningly bombastic. Well, it's just a fun word to say, and if we say it too much, it won't be a word at all.
No,
So
it won't.
that'll be kind of suck. So we're also going to move on. Rachel saw the X-Men movie.
I want to talk about this
You can
right now.
talk about it right now.
Oh,
It's what you have
my
the floor.
goodness. I love X-Men, period. Yes, this movie is done by Fox, but they're fixing their own mistakes, which is great.
It's a lot of mistakes to fix.
It's a lot of mistakes to fix, but I saw it last week-ish. It was actually really great, or I enjoyed it a lot. The thing about the X-Men movie is what they were trying to do is they were going back in the past to rewrite the X-Men universe in order to do things actually the way they were supposed to be.
Oh, goody. Time paradox.
Yes.
Blah.
But, there's... People were, concerned that, if you go back in time and you kill your own grandfather, then you won't go back in time so your grandfather will still be alive and blah, 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 blah. But this is like a continuous timeline or all that kind of stuff, so the things you fix or the things you change aren't going to affect stuff, but it's not going to eliminate yourself. So that was kind of cool, and that's why
Because you're like from a different timeline, and then now this timeline that you're in is going off in a different direction, blah, blah, blah.
Now, in the comics originally, apparently, this is what I've heard and what I've researched after seeing the movie. What originally occurred was Kitty Pryde herself, Shadowcat, was supposed to go back in time, not Wolverine. That's what happens.
Right.
Kitty Pryde sends Wolverine back in time to fix all this crap from happening and the Sentinels destroying everyone. That's the plot of the movie right there. It's not giving anything away, but that's just the basic plot. But for whatever reason, because, Hugh Jackman is such a showrunner and everyone loves to see him on screen, they decided to send Wolverine back in time.
Because he hasn't been in enough movies yet.
Hey,
apparently.
He's what makes the money. So to kind of give an homage to that original storyline, they gave her the power to send him back in time, opposed to her.
Shadow.
I know. You can research more when you get home, but I'm just giving you the details.
She's just saying.
Just giving you the details.
Just saying.
But apparently, like I said, all these going back in time is going to rewrite the universe so they can kind of redo what mistakes they made, which was kind of like the first 3 X-Men movies. The first one was pretty good, but it just kind of degraded itself into...
Well, they try to make it seem more realistic, and you say that, and then here are giant robots and going back in time, so they don't give them like their superhero names or anything like that.
Well, the Sentinels were in the original series, original cartoons, anything and everything anyway. Mm-hmm. So I like all the different things, the little things, like, because in The Last Stand, the 3rd X-Men movie that they did, you encounter Bolivar Trask, but he's like an overweight black guy. And all of a sudden, he's the guy from Game of Thrones that everyone likes. The littlest man right there.
Littlest man.
I love him. I love his character.
You're a wee man.
One of those Lannisters. Oh, the Lannisters. That's all I could think about. It's like, oh, we got a Lannister. This is going to be trouble. But yeah, I mean, it was... The thing about the movie, though, is it was continuously action-packed. Like, it never stopped. Things never stopped happening. There was no low-key sort of... Not low-key, but low-key stuff that was happening. Like, of course, they did some humor things, like when they encountered Quicksilver.
But we can't. But no.
No, it's okay. It's okay. What were you concerned about?
The end of the, what was it? Captain America movie. The end of that movie. And the copyright stuff. But we can talk about that another day. But okay, Quicksilver.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the reason they were able to do that was because Marvel currently owns the rights to the Avengers series. Like Marvel Disney, that thing owns the right to the Avengers series. Period. And Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are part of the Avengers, so therefore they can use them with different actors. But they're also in the X-Men series, which that copyright is currently owned by Fox. So therefore they're allowed to use their likenesses. And that's how it's kind of a weird loophole sort of thing. It doesn't exactly make sense, but bada bing, bada boom, we see both people in the movies. And it's great because we see them. And
yet none of the other X-Men or Fantastic Four or Ghost Rider can come join the Avengers. So what's up with that?
Once again, it's just the matter of Marvel and Disney regaining all of the rights again for the stuff. That's basically...
Disney can do it too.
It's really a matter of them just, putting a blank check on the table and being like, how much do you want? That's pretty much what it's going to boil down to, I think, eventually.
Empire, you want a giant golden block of, the size of a house? Sure.
But I know one of the concerns of people with Quicksilver being in the X-Men movie is, the timeline in which he arrives, which is, he's supposed to be Magneto's son. And he is Magneto's son.
Yep.
Like there's a line in the movie, and this is not like a huge spoiler or anything, but it's just kind of amusing, something for you guys to look forward to and watch for. They're in a Quicksilver has just rescued Magneto from his like prison in the Pentagon or whatever. And so they're in this elevator and Quicksilver looks at Magneto and goes, "So, you can control metal, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Ah, my mom used to know a guy that could do that." And Magneto gives him like this look that goes like this wide-eyed like, "What?" And I was sitting there going, "Oh, he knows. He totally knows." But I really liked it because it was just kind of a quick little humor, and that was one of the very few instances in the movie, other than typical Wolverine snide remarks, in which it was all the time. But I like that a lot. And interesting fact, if you guys watched American Horror Story, the blonde guy that has that hallucination/dream where he walks through the high school covered in tattoos and has like a gun and stuff, that guy plays Quicksilver. So that's kind of cool. I liked that, and not many people realized that when they watched the trailer, but when they saw him like fully up close in the movie, I heard the audience go, "Oh, that guy." So that was kind of cool. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. They've reset the universe. They're going to be fixing their mistakes. Rogue made an appearance toward the end, and I was like, yes. Now I'm just waiting for Gambit, because Gambit's my man. Gambit is the
I'll
man.
have to find a new Gambit, I guess.
Channing Tatum, they've already cast him.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, and I don't know. If he can get the Cajun accent right, I'm okay with it.
That's all anybody cares about.
But overall, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 sunshines.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Because I enjoyed it, and they're going to be fixing things.
Well, that's good. So, indeed. So we'll take a little break here. Next up, we may talk about a trailer, or we may talk about certain other things. So don't go away.
It will be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise, yes. Early Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever you celebrate. So we'll be right back after this song, which is Bully by Shinedown.
Nothing more than who
All right, welcome back to the Nerd Edification Hour. We have a surprise topic for you all. Indeed.
And it's actually really important, especially for the entertainment and gaming community. So, next week, June 10th through the 12th, starting on Monday, is E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
E3, show all the new stuff coming out. Yay.
Showcase all of the new things.
Like Half-Life 3 confirmed, not really.
I think it actually
Half-Life 3,
confirmed.
Portal 3, what else is going to be there?
Well, I mean,
Fallout 4 or
it's
something
at
like
the
that.
Los Angeles Convention Center, and there's going to be brand new games, maybe products, not necessarily systems, but stuff that has to do with the systems that are currently out or that have recently been released. There's going to be some live stream presentations from Nintendo, PlayStation, Microsoft, all the big runners.
Halo
all the
17. Halo 17.
Of course, the whole thing kicks off on. They do the private press conferences with the for developers and some media representatives with the big companies, starting with Microsoft's Xbox Game On press conference. It's a live stream. Starts at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You could probably check it out on IGN. And then EA Games, Electronic Arts, does theirs at noon, and then Ubisoft has theirs, and then PlayStation has theirs at the end, and then Nintendo is the next day.
Tuesday. Yep.
Yeah, it's a digital event, which means there's not going to be anyone live there, I don't think. It's all going to be streamed. Yeah, it's really weird. And then they're going to do this thing called Treehouse.
Treehouse?
I don't know. It was showcased on the Nintendo Direct on the 3DS. They did this really weird video where there was an android Reggie, and the android tried to get into Treehouse, like the vault or something, to see what E3 is showing that year. I don't know, but there's a Super Smash Bros. Tournament, and it's going to be great.
Woohoo!
And then there's a Street Fighter 4 demonstration from Capcom, and
I thought they just released a Street Fighter thing or whatever last time.
Ultra Street Fighter 4. I don't know what it means, but there's a whole bunch of Nintendo Treehouse things coming, and
So the Treehouse, I guess we'll find out.
what it is Nintendo showing off all of the things that are going to be coming out.
In a treehouse.
Well, that's just what it's called. I mean, kids play in a treehouse. You play in a treehouse, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure the words behind it. I'll have to look it up and get back to that on next week. But they're just calling it Treehouse. Does it stand for something? I don't know. It's the code name. But the exhibit day and hours start on the 10th through the 12th, going from around noon to like 6 at night. And then there's stuff with meeting rooms, and it's just a really, really huge event. Really, really huge event. It's the event of the year for gamers. You get to see all the games you may have been looking forward to, and then games that you didn't even know you were looking forward to.
Oh, really? Games I didn't even know what I was looking forward to. That's interesting.
And there's a bunch of rumors going around, too.
Oh, of course there are. There's going to be rumors going around.
There's a rumor that God of War 4 might be showcased.
Huh.
I don't know why. I didn't even know that was going to happen.
Didn't know that was a thing.
There's going to be some in-engine footage for Uncharted, the Uncharted game that's going to come out on the PS4, which I don't understand how they're going to do that, because half of their development team is gone.
Yeah, really.
And then apparently there's going to be a new Siphon Filter game, a Gran Turismo and Wipeout entries will be announced for PS4. I don't know. I have no idea. And apparently maybe The Last Guardian will finally resurface.
Is that the one with the bird? The bird animal thing and the kid?
I'm not exact. I think maybe it's, it was in the Shadow of the Colossus sort of a saga.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it's part of.
Yeah, if you don't know what that is, it was some game that says, hey, look, this really looks really cool, and then it just kind of poof, vanished.
I mean, it was just a demo. People got a little too excited on something that wasn't even
Isn't that always the case, though? Let's see.
I'm personally looking forward to Final Fantasy 15. That's the only thing I want to see is Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3. I could care less about anything else unless it involves maybe Professor Layton or Ace Attorney.
Oh yeah, there's supposed to be more Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff, so that'll be cool.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be awesome.
I had something and then I lost it.
You lost your thought?
Yeah.
Jump back on the thought train. Don't lose it.
Flew out of my face.
Don't lose your ticket. That's a bad thing.
That's a bad thing. Bought the ticket and I lost it, and then I get thrown out in the middle of nowhere.
I'm also excited to see more of the new Assassin's Creed Unity that we talked about a few weeks ago with the co-op mode.
Oh yeah, it's like, nope, there's no new Assassin's Creed where you talk about. Oh,
apparently
yeah, here it is.
Apparently, this one's only going to be on the next gen, the PS4 and the Xbox One. But there's apparently some other game that they're designing for the current gen, or what's used to be the current gen, the PS4 and the Xbox 360. But it just has a code name. No one's really sure what it is.
Is it it's coming on PC as well?
I don't know.
I think I have a computer.
I don't know. Everyone's focusing their core development on these new systems. They're not bothering with the older ones unless it's already been pre-planned for a while.
Yeah, that market and such like that. Let's see, what else? What else could there be?
There could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, they just released Watch Dogs, so...
Yeah, Watch Dogs sold pretty well.
Yeah, sold over 4 million copies.
In a week.
Yeah, in a week, which is really good. It's like a modern Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, did you know, actually, that Watch Dogs was supposed to be a driving game? It was built...
Well, no wonder the driving is so hard. That's what they've been telling me, is it's really hard to drive in that game.
It really is. It's, you're going fast, and it's like, yep, you gotta go fast, and then to turn.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Okay, no.
We're not in a Sonic game here. I mean, that would be even make it more difficult, I imagine.
You have your handbrake, and then you have your brake and your reverse. The handbrake really just stops you, and it's interesting. That's all I can say.
It's kind of I would say it's do you think, would you say there might be elements of like gameplay that we could be seeing in Unity maybe? I mean, a lot of times game developers will use ideas for later games or games that they've been working on in another series in games like Watch Dogs. I mean, it's by the same company. It's by Ubisoft, and they design the Assassin's Creed games. So, and I mean, hey, Square Enix used the parts of the combat system from 15 in Lightning Returns, so it's not beyond them to test out some of the stuff.
Maybe in Unity, if you have, say, a piece of Eden that can manipulate your surroundings, maybe something like that.
Oh, that might be interesting. I mean, you do play as a Templar.
Yeah, I mean, you never, you have, say, the apple or something like that, or maybe another piece of Eden, which, maybe that'll happen. Let's see. I don't think there'll be any guns.
Oh, no. I mean, unless you got a flintlock pistol.
No cars.
I mean, it's during the French Revolution, so they did have some guns. They did have guns.
Not really a whole lot. I can see mechanics from Watch Dogs going into Assassin's Creed.
Well, I mean, if we're going to be riding in a horse-drawn carriage or something like that, or riding a horse, I hope it's not as hard as Watch Dogs.
Handbrake. Oh, wait. Riding a horse and buggy. No! There's no handbrake. But, I mean, Watch Dogs is pretty fun. I've been doing a playthrough. I've also found some interesting things. Maybe
care to tell us about those real
maybe
quick?
A bug or two.
Let's tell us, give us a little greatest hits of those bugs.
Greatest hits. The greatest. Okay, a bug I found. Well, it's not really a bug, but it's more of the random generating of people.
Of the NPCs.
Of the NPCs.
Non-playable character. For those of you who don't know.
There are a lot of them, but if you say look at one, and then you go around the corner, and then you say you go around a house, and you come back, and it'll be a completely different guy.
Oh.
Doing the exact same thing. Okay.
Wow. So it continuously generates NPCs.
Yes.
That's weird.
It's weird, which
Kind of useful,
kind of
but
makes
weird.
It makes the world seem unrealistic in that way. But I mean, I do appreciate the random generating of people
Or
because that,
where'd the other guy go? Did the new one kill him?
like, literally, if you turn the game off and say there's a group of people,
They'll
and
be
then you
gone.
turn it back on, it'll
be
be
gone?
no, it'll be a different group of people.
Oh, I see.
And they might be doing something different, or they could be doing the same thing. Say, there are two guys, and they're sitting there talking about something like that.
Yeah.
You know, turn the game off, go back in, and then there's like four people, and they're beatboxing or something like that. So,
Oh, so it has people in the same location, but they're not necessarily the same NPCs they were
Well-
before. That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
very interesting.
I mean,
Any other bugs
well,
that were particularly
I
amusing?
I hit a car.
You hit a car.
I hit a car. You hit lots of cars, by the way. I'm just,
The driving system is just complicated, apparently.
you hit lots of cars.
For those people not used to games like that, oh, God.
Yeah, but no, I hit a car as I was turning into an alley.
Yeah.
And then the car also hit a dumpster.
Uh-huh.
And you will really have to see that part of the playthrough. I might link it to you later. But I hit the car, and the car just whoop,
It just, like,
flies.
acted like it just was levitated to somewhere
Like,
else.
Yeah.
Interesting. I love glitches like that. It's
was
like in
hilarious.
Assassin's Creed 3 where I was shooting a deer but ended up killing 3 deers at one time. I don't know. If you're good with a bow and arrow and some Ubisoft, like the older ones, you can kill many things at the same time.
But yeah, that's about it. That's really the only two interesting things about Watch Dogs. If you know, so
Is it a good game though?
it
so
is.
far?
It's pretty fun. I'm not
All
gonna lie.
right.
It is pretty fun.
I might check that out too.
So that'll be it for this week's show. Don't forget to like our Facebook page, The Nerd Edification Hour. Look that up. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at Nerd Edification. This week's game music is from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
One of my favorite games.
I know, right? It's good. This is a little silly track titled The Monkey King. Till next week, stay fancy.
Oh, that was a good level.
Yeah.
Oh,